I am truly blessed, everybody. All glory to God. Today was a very interesting day. So we just finished up 23.3. The dust has settled. Everyone's left the gym, and I'm just thinking about the day. So last week, I picked up a little ding on my wrist. Thought it was nothing. Very nervy. Couldn't feel like my pinky and my thumb contracting as well as they should be. Went to my PT guy, and he's like, yeah, you got something pinched with your on the nerve, and we're just working and figuring that out. So I wasn't able to do much flexion. I did 0 snatching, 0 clean and jerking this week. I just can't hold a front rack, and it hurts to hold anything overhead with a barbell. So a lot of dumbbell work, a little bit of kettlebell work, bunch of wrist mobility. I was really concerned when this workout got called because I'm like, okay, snatch with a barbell, gets really heavy, that's gonna hurt. Wall walks, that flexion on the wrist, that's really gonna hurt. And then strict handstand push-ups. That is also going to hurt. Dubs, no issue there. Like I can move it side to side. I can, I think this is extension, but the flexion of the wrist, like that is extremely painful, extremely nervy. So I was very nervous coming into this workout, and I just prayed about it, and God answered my prayers, and we executed on the day. So let's get into the workout. Starting from the beginning, we have a 35-second time clock countdown here. So on the left side of the gym, we have my wonderful Prodigy Fit members and family. We have our barbells laid out. There's my wonderful judge, Alex Heil. Heil, thank you if you're watching this. I love you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for keeping track of the time and the clock and not letting me quit on this workout. So we have 20 seconds till we begin. I really did like this workout. I thought it was a great test, and I was just praying for the strength and the perseverance to try to finish this thing in 12 minutes. So let's see what happens, and let's get into it. So 5 seconds to start. I'm ready to rock and roll. These wall walks, starting off with 5. The goal here was just to move quickly, move efficiently, and breathe. There was no plan of rushing here. Just want to hit some very, very clean repetitions. Not too concerned with what this would do shoulder fatigue wise as we go right into the double unders after this. I wasn't really looking at the clock. I knew that I would finish under that 6-minute time cap. Ideally, when I started the workout, I wanted to be around 4 minutes finish time, maybe a little bit over. But if I finished under 4, I knew I sprinted way too quickly. And that's why, double unders, clearly going to go unbroken here, but with the snatches, we were trying to go slightly bigger sets, but smart strategic breaks for the 95, and try not to go too crazy. I did watch Mal and Danielle Brandon hit this workout before, and they went out very hot. Mal went out extremely hot. Danielle Brandon did take a break, so I took a page out of her and Matt Torres's book to break this thing up. So, haven't done really many barbell snatches in the past 2 weeks. This is the first time I've cycled in probably a barbell in a workout like this, 3-4 months. So I didn't know how this was going to go, but I've been training really hard. I've been doing a lot of bodybuilding, which is upper body fatiguing in my shoulders especially at Exile Fitness, and I think that attributed to having the stamina that I was looking for here. And then we had a lot of banded work that was good accessories. So this was not an issue. I was concerned with how my wrist was going to feel as I didn't have like a brace or a wrap. It was simply just my sweat guards that I was using from Element 26. But I wanted to use the Rogue wrist wraps, but that was not an option. It was causing way too much pain and pressure on my wrist for the wall walks and handstand push-ups, so quickly had to get rid of that. Back to these 5 wall walks. I was a little bit slower than I expected getting there. I was really starting to feel a shoulder bump, and I did not expect that. Again, with the snatch, there was a lot of overhead and just holding it and the stability. The wrist was ringing, and I was starting to feel my pinky get very, very nervy, so it kind of worried me. But once we got through these wall walks, again, the breathing was not an issue. It was just smooth moving, collect yourself, and then back to the dubs. So another 50 set here. I don't think I missed any dubs on the workout. I was very happy with that. We executed. I was locked in, very focused. No screwing around in my warm-up. I wasn't chatting with people. I was very deliberate in how I moved and got everything prepped and ready. So very happy to execute. Love Heil's little head bob as he's counting my reps. He would do this wonderful thing where he would count every 10. He wouldn't count every single rep. in out loud. He did count every rep, but he wasn't counting them out loud. It's always nice to have a judge to count and monitor where you're at. So here we get to the 135-pound barbell, and in my brain, I was like, let's go like a set of 3. And I was like, nope. Picked up that first bar, and I knew we were going straight singles the whole way through. I didn't think there was a benefit in going touch and go here. I didn't think it was going to save me any more time, and I definitely think it was going to hurt me on the back half of this workout with the 185 snatch and the 225 snatch to end it. Because that was the goal. I wanted to get to the 225 barbell and see what I could do there and test myself and try to finish this workout. So moving pretty clean here, quick singles. Very happy with how these felt. Coming off of the wall walks and dubs, it took me 3 or 4 reps to kind of gather myself. The heart rate came down a little bit, and it was just, muscle memory of just popping off the hips. For anybody who hasn't done this yet and you're watching this for reference, use your freaking legs. Your legs should feel fine. Everything in this workout is all about shoulders, shoulder output power-wise and endurance. The dubs, yeah, you're going to fatigue your calves a little bit, but you got to use your hamstrings, you got to use your quads and really get powerful there with your jump. So 406, 407, Bailey and Veronica, thank you for changing these weights. If you guys are watching this again, you girls are awesome, and I appreciate you too. The first strict handstand push-up. Dude, that was bad. I did complete it, and my feet were on the wall. I just had a touch, and then I tried to recompensate, and I just completely fell. So these first few were really shaky. Might have gone a little bit too hard on the 135, but I think I was in a really good spot still. I was happy with finishing around 4 minutes. And, quick breaks. These strict handstand push-ups, we weren't trying to do them unbroken. It was simply just getting small, consistent sets. Shaking out the shoulders, because again, I knew that 185 barbell was coming, and I don't want my shoulders to be so blown up that I can't punch out that lockout, as that would have been a huge problem towards the tail end of this workout. I didn't want any no reps on the snatch. I wanted really, really clean reps on the wall walk, so we weren't forcing anything. So we were, again, making these strict handstand push-ups as strict and clean as possible. Really been working on this. Again, I told you, I've been doing some bodybuilding to help increase my stamina and endurance with my shoulders, as that's been a huge problem in the past. And this is really positive, and I'm very, very happy with the performance because I think we've cleaned it up a little bit here. So back to the 50 dubs. I don't know if it was as efficient as it could have been with the double unders looking at it. I'm pretty upright. I'm looking at those wall mounts and where my positioning is in the rig that's kind of boxed around me to see if I'm deviating forward or back. Hand position looks decent. Again, the feet, I'm pretty happy with how close they stayed together because typically I would have one foot in front of the other and have a very odd bounce. So good there. Now, we get to the 185 barbell. For context, my 1RM snatch is 260. So I took a little chalk, took a second to breathe, and I didn't want to rush into that first rep. And that's why, because I was a little bit jacked up. The heart rate was still coming down. And again, these first 3 to 4 reps did not feel great, felt decently heavy, but we got into good positions. And again, use your freaking legs. That's what my judge was screaming at me. It's just use your legs, Beaker. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to focus on just driving my hips to the floor and just hip thrusting that bar overhead. And maybe that's not the best cue for snatching, as this is a very technical lift. But I was very happy with the positioning and how everything felt, how I stacked. I made sure that I regathered myself, had my feet stacked under me, so every repetition counted. And there was no ambiguity, if that is a word, of if a rep was good or not. So 9 repetitions here. This is very positive for me and super, super happy. Again, because in the quarterfinals last year, there was a 185 barbell that absolutely crushed me. Now, slightly different workout. It was rowing and burpees and 10 of these. But hitting 9 here and how good they felt with my shoulder fatigue, very promising moving forward. And as you note too, with the 9 of these, I wanted to hit the 9th one in a squat snatch because I knew I was going to squat snatch every single at 225. There was no way I was powering that, so I wanted to get something to kind of warm up and get a good rhythm before I got to the 225 barbell. So I was thinking about doing it on the 8th and 9th, but I was like, no, I just need 1. My body's recovered, I feel good enough, and I'm gonna have time to recover, hopefully, on that 225. And as you will notice too, Again, small sets on these strict handstand push-ups. We're not trying to blow out the arms. I look up at the clock. I'm like, I don't know what it was. It was like 7:20, 7:25. I finished that. So I knew I had time to rest, have good sets on the strict handstand push-ups. I didn't want any failure. I wanted to just keep throttling to about 85%, shaking out the arms, letting the blood get out of there because I needed them to be fresh enough for 225 at the end. Also, no wasting around with chalk. I got one chalk up and we are going. There wasn't time to go back to the barbell, back to the chalk for at least the 185 barbell. But you will see that's a little bit of a different case for the 225, and I'll explain why after I get through the handstand push-ups and the dubs. But we're moving real well here. We have about, 3.5 minutes left on the clock. I think at this point we're doing sets of 3. Again, the blood in my shoulders and my traps were exploding at this point, and I knew I needed to be very conservative, very cautious. That's, I think, my set of 3, and then I end on like a set of 2. So I think I went like 4, a bunch of 3s and a set of 2. I don't know if that's exactly what I did here, but I think that was what we went for. We might have done 2 sets of 4, but there's the second rep. Again, I want to make sure it's clean. Feet were on the wall to start, feet were on the wall to end, and getting good reps, keep my thumbs on the tape. Another quality set of 50. This is where I was mentally just trying to lock in and just think, breathe, let the shoulders relax, get the wrists firing, and just execute. I knew I had about 3 minutes left. My judge was calling out my times. He did a fantastic job doing that. The energy in the gym was fantastic. I know I had to mute it because I don't want the YouTube copyright, so you're just hearing my voice now. But here we go with the 50 dubs. I'm not placing that rope. I'm getting a sip of water. I'm letting my body, again, you got to let the heart rate come down a little bit. If you're somebody who doesn't have like a 275, a 300-pound snatch, you need to take a few seconds to legit let your heart rate come down, set yourself. Get your bar in the right spot. Take some chalk. I knew I needed to start with about the 10-minute mark with 6 reps at 225 in order to hit one every 20 seconds. And we have a miss. But as you can see, kept my composure. I was cool. That was more of a mental confidence thing, saying, I got you, barbell, I'll be back. I knew that was a technical miss because I just rushed the lift. But now I know I'm over the 10-minute mark, and we're going to have to go a little bit faster on these reps here to get one every 20 seconds. There we go. Nailed the first one. Little step forward. So we're going to try to keep my chest up, but we're moving well with the legs. Hyle's keeping an eye on the clock, and I knew I had to go quicker than every 20 seconds. So it was about every 17 seconds to catch me up to that 11-minute mark. So here's number 2. Feeling good. A little bobble on that shoulder. If you look at my left side of my body, that's the wrist that's a little jacked up. And it was definitely in a little pain, but the adrenaline was going, and I was just laser focused after that first miss. So here we go for the 3rd repetition. We're looking at about a minute left in the workout. The time cap is 12 minutes, and we are right on pace for one every 20 seconds. So I caught up, got a little chalk, taking my time, and I knew at this point I had to be perfect in order to finish this workout. So the intensity, the focus was there, the drive, making sure that I'm set and trusting my training. I've done all the work up to this, and I just knew this is what you have to do. Make sure you get set. Don't forget your cues, and use your freaking legs. My legs were fresh, and at this point the arms came down and the adrenaline was rising because I knew we were coming right to the end. So this is rep number 5. Bam! I'm pumped. Making sure I'm stabilizing. I wasn't trying to throw it down and get a no rep there. I really wanted to make sure my feet were together, everything was locked out, under control. I wasn't going to rush it because I knew 10 seconds left. I know when I do my approach, I have about 10 seconds to get set and go. And here is number 6. And we finish at 11:59 on the dot. Very pumped up. Probably one of my favorite moments in CrossFit of all time. Probably a top 5. I was so pleased with my performance, as we've made a lot of progress in 1 year's time from last year. 185 barbell absolutely crushed me, and now that I can move 225, I'm very, very happy with today's effort. I'm very happy that my wrist is healthy, my body feels good, I'm not broken. So by the grace of God, we executed on the day. And as you'll see here, I'm actually going to cut this off right now because we don't need to see, well, the standards, I'm going to post the video on YouTube and it's going to have it all on there. So for what it's worth, you can watch it there or you can just watch the breakdown here. But that is 23.3. I hope the audio sounds decent. I have this mic here that is hopefully picking up some high quality stuff. And I'm trying to just figure out, because if I talk any louder than this, I fear that the audio may not come out as clean, but we will figure that out. But for the time being, I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful. This is a very successful open season for me. For everyone that's been watching these videos, I just want to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart, my Prodigy Fit crew, I love you guys. You guys are family, and I couldn't have done without you. With the guys changing the weights, the energy, the vibes, motivating me through all my training sessions, thank you. I want to thank my wife, Bree, who has been a wonderful partner and supporter and competitor in recent, as she is also doing the Open. She will do her workout either tomorrow or Sunday, maybe even Monday if her body is where it needs to be. She's had a busy week at work, so we'll see what that does. But all in all, I'm just very grateful, very blessed. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. And as always, peace, much love.